Hello everyone, welcome to the part 10 of this tutorial. So for this one's gonna be all about the mobile side. So the plan for this is gonna be to design this home page. So I follow the sketch file I show you in the introduction, and this is what we're gonna do. So here it's gonna be a carousel. So if I click play, you're gonna see the image is changing each 3 seconds, and the user can still scroll this image, but the implementation is not gonna be perfect, but at least I'm gonna show you how you can kind of do it. After that, we're gonna just create a list here with some hard code value, and you're gonna see it's pretty it's a good way to learn how to put this kind of divider here inside your flat list. So yes, so this is the plan for this one. So after this one's going to be done, now it's going to be time to jump back in the backend and do some more logic, because I mean right now we are gonna all hard code the data. So yes, so for this one we're gonna start first with the screen. And why I do this is because if I show back the image here, you need to put the in store title. But the thing is, the way you put a title in React Navigation, sometimes you can put that as a static method with your static options. And here, if you say title and you say home example, I don't gonna even have the home. And why this thing happen? It's because the fact then the screen we have, it's a tab navigator, it's not a stack navigator. So the way to handle this, and this is coming from the React Navigation docs, it's by creating a navigator for each of the screen. So you can call that home stack. So for each of the screen of the tab, sorry. And here there's going to be a create stack navigator. And the only thing you need to do is paste this stuff right there. And now changing the home here to be home stack. We're going to just do the home for now. So if I do the home, now we're going to get two headers. Why that is because the stack navigator get is header, but we have already one. The way now we can handle this is by removing here the header style of this stack navigator and just say headers is null. So what that's gonna do is that's gonna remove the green one we have at the top. How can we make this one back to the green? I'm gonna create here a primary headers, because that's gonna be the style we're gonna almost always use, and I'm gonna do the styling from here. So inside the header style, I want to have a background color with the color of theme, that color, that green we have put in some of the first episode. And now I can take this primary headers, sorry, go here, type navigation option, and just spread this primary headers. By doing this, now we're gonna get back to the green one. How can we put the text white? Is by putting a tint on the color of this header. So if I say white now, everything is going to be white in this tint. So for example, if you create a back button or something like that, that's going to be white. You can also do this with the header style, header title style, but like I told you, the back don't gonna be this white. But what we're gonna do with the title style for now is gonna be to put a font weight, because right now it's too big to be what we want. So we're gonna go with a 400. So 400 gonna make it a bit smaller and gonna look nicer. But the title need to be in store, so inside your home screen you can change back that to in store. Perfect. So we have done the not the fun part. So so now time to jump on the home screen, and now we're gonna start with putting some mock stuff to just show you how that's gonna work. So here we're gonna need to have a box of a height of 130, okay, and I'm gonna put a BG of red, and I'm gonna put it to be the size 100% of the screen. Just by saying 1, you get 100% of the screen. So you see it's right there. Here the problem is the center here that make it at the bottom, so we're gonna remove it from that. So now you can see here that's gonna be the place where we're gonna do the carousel. So for now I'm gonna just put a text saying carousel here. That's it, nothing crazy, just to see this stuff. After that, here I'm gonna create another box. This box here, I'm gonna put it a flex of 1, and I want him to be blue, just to see the other space. So this here is gonna be where we're gonna put the list of each category. The way we're gonna work with this category for now, it's by creating a component inside the component folder, and we're gonna call that category card. So this category card, for now we're gonna create it as a component. Why that is because we're gonna make use of unpressed even in the future, so it's gonna be really important. So now here we have the category card, and I need that to be a box, and we're gonna have some title. So I'm gonna say hello, like that. Import the text from the React Native design utility, and just save. That's it. So this category card gonna came from a flat list from React Native. Why that is because I'm not sure how many categories we're gonna show, and we want the best performance. And also one of the beauty of flat list, it's they give you some utility like number of column, and this thing we're gonna use it. So for helping you with this one, I've created a hard code category like that. So that's gonna be just an array of ID1, title, and an image. For now the image we don't have it, but I'm gonna give you back this image in the Dropbox. So we need the card, so I'm gonna put the card inside the image, so card right there. After that we're gonna also need the drugs right there. After that we're gonna also need the pet one, so the pet one like that. So now I've put this image so we can use it in the future. This image gonna came from the back end, but for now this is the way I think it's the best when you work as a front-end dev. It's to mock your stuff, make it work, make the animation and everything, and after that think about how you're gonna do with the API call. And here it's pretty easy because we do the full stack. We know already how we want to design the API for this kind of stuff. So now we have the flat list here at the top. Time to put it. So the way flat list work, you just need to receive an array as a data. So you put categories. After that, you need to render an item. So for this render item, I always create this render item method here at the top. So render item. This one receive an object where you have index and also item. So I'm gonna just say item, and now here I want to have my category card, and I want to spread all the item. If I save, I'm gonna receive some error right now. So you see hello 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 work, but here we receive virtual is missing key. Virtual is list missing key. So it's like the key when you have an array. So the way to handle this in flat list is the key extractor. So you need to tell him how you can extract the key. So I'm gonna say that key extractor, and I'm gonna call a function right there. The key extractor receive the item, and now you can put whatever you want. So here I'm gonna say item.id. So that's gonna be this ID here with its unique. If I do this, we're gonna receive now another warning. The warning is gonna be about the list don't want a number. They want only a string to be the key. So for this, we can just wrap the ID inside the string constructor. And now we don't gonna have any more problem. For now, I'm gonna remove this blue because we don't need it. And this is kind of hard on the eyes. And now you see, we have the flat list right there. Now, if we look back to the video, we have 3 columns. How can we do this? It's pretty simple with a flat list. You just say num column, and now here I'm gonna say 3. So they're gonna put 3 columns, and after that they break. Now the thing is, you see, they just take this space. The way to manage that, it's gonna be to take your category card here and to put a width of 1/3 of the screen, like that. By doing this, now each of them take the 1/3 of the screen. and to make it easier on your eyes to see it, if I say white, we're gonna see it right there. Now we want to have some height also. So if I look back in the category car, the height we're gonna provide is gonna be 120 for 120 pixel. Now you see it looks pretty what we want. We can also say center to get the text in the middle. It's gonna look a bit better. But now the thing is, why using this hello when we have already the title from the props? So we can destructuring the title from the props and just passing the title right there. And how did I get this title? Is because category car here as per the item. This item came from this data array, and this data array is this object. So each item is one of the objects. So now, why not design this text? It's going to be really simple. So the way I want to do this is by saying size is going to be equal to small. So it's going to be 14. So if you go back to your theme and you check for the text size small equal 14. After that, I want to be center. Why I do this is because maybe the text is going to be big, so we want to make sure the text align in center. And one other tips I have from my library is capitalize each. So why I want to do capitalize each, I'm going to show you one. It's because maybe the front end gonna send you something like that. You see video game, so we're gonna say video game. You see that right now is lowercase. By doing my capitalize each, I capitalize each of the words. So if I remove it, just to showing you, you see, so that's one of the thing I really like about my library I've created here. It's the fact that now with this kind of utility, you don't need to care too much about the logic and thing like that. So I think it's pretty nice. Now for the color of this text, we're gonna need to provide a new color, and this color is gonna be this. Oops, sorry. So if we go to the theme, here we have the gray dot. We have put yesterday inside the type item. So tab item, we have put gray dark, but now inside the gray darker, I want to put this 70, 70, and 70. If you save, now I want to take that to be my color. So now I can say gray darker. And now you're gonna see, gonna change the color of the text pretty easily. So now what I want to do is to put also the image. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a box here to be the container of the image, and have a box here to be the container of the text. After that, here we're gonna receive the image from the props, and we need to show an image to get them from React Native image. Now here my box, inside my box I'm going to put image, and I want to have the image from the source image. The thing is, if I show you back here, this one don't have an image, so I don't want to make it crash. So the way I'm going to handle this is I'm going to wrap the box inside the image condition. So what we say is, if we have an image, put this there, else no. So it's like saying null with the ternary. Now the image and the text, what I want to do is put box center here just to make sure, and center. So they're gonna be justify content center and align item center for both. Now you see we need some space here at the bottom. Why I like to have my box here, it's now I can say margin button are small, and remember this small came from the spacing, and the space and small equal 16. So we see now we have some space. Looks pretty nice. The thing now is we're gonna have a problem here. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna show you one thing first. I want to have a separator here below each. So if we look here, we have a separator here. The way you can do this with a flat list is gonna be really simple. You came here, you can say item separator component, and you can create your own component. For that, I'm gonna create another method separator. And this separator here gonna be just a function. We're gonna return a box. If I say a height of 2 example, and I put a background color of red, we're gonna see at the bottom of the first one of each of them the red. Why we use the item separator? It's because if you put the border button on each of your card, the last one gonna have one also, and you don't have one to have this, it's gonna look pretty weird. Like doing this, the flat list is gonna do the job to put the separator here. So finally what they do is they put your element and they add this little component on between each of them. But you see that don't work here. We're gonna fix it in a moment. But for now, here we're gonna need to add the last color for this tutorial. It's gonna be inside the gray lighter here. I'm gonna add this F5, F5, F5. So gray lighter F5, 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 sorry. And now here I'm gonna replace my BG for this gray lighter. So now we see this space right there. Now how can we do this separator here? So the way I figure out is I'm gonna wrap this thing with a box. I'm gonna have a box here, and why I want to do this is because I want to have some kind of logic. So I'm gonna even take that as a return like that, and I'm gonna put my box. So right now what's gonna happen is this box now gonna break everything. And why that is because this box, I have inside him the box with a third, but the third came from the box, so it's a third of the box himself and not from the screen. So the way we can handle this is just now by taking this style we have put here and just put it into this one like that. Now why it's not good here, it's because we need to say to this box inside the box, so a view inside the other view, to take the full flex of it, so take the full height and width. So now we come back to what we were before. So now here what I'm gonna do to make it work, it's now I'm gonna take the index. So remember the index is gonna be 0 to whatever, so here that's gonna be 0 to 3 because we have 4 elements. So now the way I'm gonna handle that is I'm gonna create a style object. And I'm gonna say if index and the radius of it it's not equal to 0. So what I mean by that is I check here if the index divided by 3 don't have how you say that in English, like something who stay there. Example, if you say 5 radius 2 example, this thing gonna give you 1 because 2 you can enter 2 times 2 inside that, but still 1. So yeah, I mean, but if you came from a JavaScript, if you do JavaScript before, you know what this thing means. And now here what I want to do is just for showing you, here I can say now the style border left width equal to, and I want to have a style border left color to equal red for now. And now I want to pass this style right there. If I do this, now you're gonna see each of them receive this. So if you understand what happened, it's by divide by 3, what I mean is the first index, so the index 0 don't gonna get it, and the index 3 don't gonna get it. So here it's 0, so he don't get, 1 get it, 2 get it, 3 don't get it, 4 gonna get it, 5 gonna get it, 6 don't. You see what I mean? So yeah, so this is the way. So finally this 3 here came from the number of columns. So what you can do is create num column, and I'm gonna say 3. So this way, if I want to change it from here, I can change it really easy. So I can change this here, and I can change it right there, and I even can change that even from here. So now you can just say, example, you want 2 columns, and now you see the space, so you can change it pretty easily, and now everything change where you want. So we're gonna keep with 3. And the thing about this, what I really like also, it's your designer came, and now we want a list of 2, change it right there, no need to search or whatever. And now here for the color, we're gonna import that from the theme. Okay, so you don't want to help me to import it. So from the constant we have the theme, and now I'm gonna take theme.color.gray lighter. So the same color we have passed here. And now just by doing this, we have all the separator we want, and now we can scroll. And that's it. That's it for the flat list. Now time to deal with the carousel. And the name of this is gonna be deal carousel. So like I told you, it's not gonna be perfect, really not perfect. Like, I mean, I'm not even gonna use it like in prod. I think I need to do a lot of change, but I think for now it's gonna be quite enough. So we're gonna need to import from React Native the image, style sheet. We're gonna also need scroll view, and finally we're gonna need dimension. So this is the package we're gonna need. And here we're gonna also need the box from the design utility. And now we can create this carousel, so deal carousel component. And now here I'm gonna wrap a box, and I'm gonna put a BG of I don't even need a BG. You see already where it's gonna be. So my deal carousel. Now I can get back to my own screen, and now I'm gonna wrap my deal carousel right there, and so they don't let me import it. So deal carousel like that. Now for this deal carousel, we're gonna have 3 fake image. So I'm gonna put them right there just to win some time. So I call them food 1, food 2, food 3. And I'm gonna put them also in the drop box, and I'm gonna drop them right there in the image. So they are image I take from internet, but this one came from the sketch I received. So it just PNG stuff. I type food and that's it. So you can take whatever image you want. So now what I want to do with this carousel, it's here. I want to have my scroll view. And this scroll view here, gonna wrap my image where I can map over it. So I get image and the index of it. And now here what I want to have, it's my image, and now I can say source, because that came from locally. I can just put image, and yeah, we have the error each child. So I'm gonna say key, and I'm gonna say I. So now I think I'm gonna even make my screen a bit bigger, like that. Now this is what we have. So first, you don't even scroll, because you scroll to the bottom. How can we fix this? It's gonna be pretty simple. It's by saying horizontal, like that. By saying horizontal, now you can scroll from the left to the right. Why this background is red? It's because of this red here. So we're gonna change that to be white. It's gonna be easier to see the image. You see? Okay, but you see all right now we see the scrolling indicator. We don't want this. Easy, we can say indicator scroll or shows horizontal scroll editor, because we are in horizontal. We're gonna use this, and we're gonna say false here. So now if I save, we don't gonna see this horizontal scrolling anymore. Now you see I don't like it. It's like it's not like a real carousel, because here the user can just scroll. It's not, you need a pagination, and for this really easy with React Native, you just say paging enable. That's it. By doing this, they're gonna break each of the stuff you put inside. So here is an image inside a page. So if you scroll, that's gonna stick to the screen. Now what I want to do is to put this dot in the middle, and the way we're gonna handle that is by putting a box here. We're gonna wrap the image, put the key inside this because the key need to be to the first children. After that, I'm gonna have another box here, and here now I'm gonna create an array from with the length equal to the image dot length. So finally, I just want to have an array. I can have use image, I know, but yeah, I just want to have an array with the length of this image, and I want no item first, and I want to just receive the index. This stuff gonna give us back the box. If I do this, what's gonna happen? It's first I forget to put the I here, and now the thing is, you see the I here it's not the best way to do this. I think it's shallowing variable, so I'm gonna say index. Now we don't see nothing, so the way I'm gonna try to see it is by putting a BG green, and now we can say a circle. If I say circle 10, that's gonna give you a height of 10, a width of 10, and a border radius of 10. Right now we see nothing. Why that? It's because this stuff are not absolute position, so this way it don't came to the top of the image. The way we can handle this is by putting a position relative to this box, and here now I can put the position absolute to this one. Now you see, we see the three dots right there. First, I want them to be in row from the left to the right. After that, I want them to be at the bottom of my box. But the thing is, you see this box don't take the full space. So the way we can handle that is by putting a height of 130. And now I want to have the full width of the screen. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say width, and the width of the dimension that get window here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say width. This thing at this truck, I want them to be called width like that. So now I can put this right there. And now by doing this, now my box is gonna take the full height and the full width. So now I can say align N to go to the bottom. You see it's right there. I want it to be justified center. So I want my dot to be in the center of this box. It's right there. And now I want to have some padding at the bottom. So I'm gonna say X small. So X small gonna give us space X small 8. You see it's right there. After that, I want each box to have a margin of 5. The way I'm gonna handle this size is I'm gonna say dot size, and now I'm gonna say 10, and yeah, 10. So now my circle gonna have the dot size, and then my MX, what I want is to always be in the half of this. It's too big, so what I decide to go is 8. So the MX, so margin left and right, gonna be 4. So you see, it's right there now. The thing is, you see, it's not in the middle. What happened is this image, because this image is too long, it don't get there. So what we should do is to put the same size here to this one here. So now the image is gonna take the space of this one. So you see, you go there, and now the image, it's stopped. It's right there, but it's stopped. I know it's not the beauty of this, but if you work with a real company, you're gonna ask them for real image. Here it's image I take from Google, or they are really not perfect. Now what I want to my box here, it's by having here inside my state a current index 0, because the first image you want to show is 0. What I want to do here is to change the background color from with it. So I'm gonna say if this that state that current index equal my index of my dot, I want to show black, else transparent. So now we don't gonna see them, we're gonna see just one. Why that? It's because we don't have a border. So for that, we're gonna add a border, so border width of 1 and a border color of black. And this black, again, remember, is the black from the theme. Right now is this black 212121. You see now we have the dot, and we show the one who are not select. Thing it's now if I scroll, nothing happen. So how can we manage it? And also I don't want just this to like I want that to be happening automatically. So the way I'm gonna handle this is by creating a function called handle scroll. This handle scroll, the first element you really need is gonna be a reference to this scroll view. So the way I'm gonna handle this, I'm gonna remove that from the state. I'm gonna say constructor where I'm gonna have the props, super with the props. And now here I'm gonna say this dot and I'm gonna paste my state. So it's gonna still work like before, but now we're gonna have a constructor. And why I want this is because I want to say this that scroll view equal react that create ref. So we're gonna create a reference with the new React 16, I think that came. And now we can just pass this ref like that. Now you don't need to do the arrow for the ref. Sorry, I need some water. So now, here what I'm gonna do is this handle scroll gonna be called from a component in mode method where I'm gonna create a timer. This timer is gonna be a set interval function, and you're gonna call this handle scroll. Here I'm gonna put a timer as a variable time, and I'm gonna create the time here, and I'm gonna say 3 seconds for that for now. So this handle scroll now, what I'm gonna do, I want first to get the new index of the next one. So by default we start at 0. So what's gonna be the new index is gonna be equal to the current index plus 1. And now what I'm gonna do is if the new index is smaller than the image that length, because I don't want to go further. I mean, if I have 3 images, I don't want to go to the 4. What I want to do is if I'm bigger than if I'm at 3 right now, the new index it's you see what I mean? Like if I came to the last one, I want to restart at 0. So for the restart at 0, it's going to be pretty simple. For the current index, we just say current index equals 0. And here we can say this as a state current index equal the new index. Now your question is maybe why did you create this new index? You're going to see. But now you see it work now. You see it changed now 3. So you should return at 0. And now I'm gonna go back to 1. So at least we have this part working. Now the way we're gonna do the scrolling is by doing this. I'm gonna say this at scroll view. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you what is the scroll view. So I'm gonna say this. Sorry. Scroll view. Man. So now if I show you the debugger, we're gonna see after 2 seconds, we're gonna see what is the scroll view. The scroll view is an object with the current. So inside the current, we have everything about the scroll view. And one of the things we want to use, it's gonna be scroll 2. So scroll 2, it's a way for you to change the scrolling of it. The scrolling of the scroll view finally in a programming way. No need to scroll with your finger. So here I'm gonna say new index multiplied by the width. And why I say that is because the x, it's like it's the x-axis, and what we want the x-axis to be is to be the new index multiplied by the width of the screen. So here that's gonna be example, the width of the screen is 300. So 1, because at 0 plus 1, 1 multiplied by 300 equal 300. After that, this came to 2, so that's gonna be 600 and 900. So this is gonna follow. And now the thing I want to do is just say I want it to be animated. If I do this now and I save, whoops, what's gonna happen? you see now it changed. But now we need to do this also for this one. It's gonna be easy. You see now it go back, so it really gets stuck here. Really simple. We can just say width finally. So now if I say like that and I save, you see gonna go to the number 2, go to number 3, and I'm gonna go back to the number 1. And oh, sorry, here I've put the, it's not with, it's 0, sorry. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna go back to the 0, and that's it. Thing about this, it's look here, I want to go back to this one. You see, first thing, the indicator now is all fucked up, sorry for the name, and you see now I can even scroll, and that changed nothing. So now we're gonna need to handle the scrolling from the user. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create an on-scroll event, where here I'm gonna have the event from here, and this on-scroll gonna be called from my scroll view. So I'm gonna say on scroll, this is that on scroll. So this on scroll function gonna receive an event, and inside this event I want to destructuring something from the native event of it, and that's gonna be called content of set. So what I want to do with this content of set is getting the current index. So the way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna round the value of the content of set x. So think about the x-axis divided by the width of the screen. So if it's 600 and the width of the screen is the 300, I know that mean we are in the index number 3. So here what I'm gonna do is if this that state that current index it's not equal to the current index now we scroll, I just want to set it like that. So now just by doing this, look what's gonna happen. We're gonna keep it to go to number 2, but now if I go back to number 1, you see it changed. So I think it's pretty nice. One thing we really need to don't forget is that it's inside the component will unmount. Don't forget to clear your interval. Clear interval, there's that timer. So when the component gonna unmount, we're gonna clear this interval and gonna make sure then we don't lose any kind of performance because we have some timer still running on the component etc. So you see, I think it's pretty nice. It's maybe not the best, like I told you, it's surely not the best. But I mean, for now it's kind of okay. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and we talk in the next one. Again, all the image gonna be in a Dropbox. I'm gonna put this in a folder called part 10, so you can just drag and drop all this image if you want to follow. So yeah, so for now I think we are pretty good for the home. So yes, we talk in the next one. Bye everyone.